All right. All right, folks. So good afternoon once again. Thanks for being on time. Thanks for being here. 1 second. I just pull back up. Oh, here's Jordan, right? Yeah, so Jordan and Cassie here. Hey, afternoon, Jordan. How you doing? Good to have you on. All right, so we'll leave a lot of these spaces on the road empty. No, you're not late. I'm now gonna start, so it's not a problem. Don't worry about it. All right, so folks, we had a request to shift the partnerships instead of bank recs today. So that's what we're gonna start, right? Now, we will do more the theory of the partnerships as we meet the questions, as we meet those questions in the larger questions, right? What we need to know how to do with partnerships is a few things. The biggest thing is the appropriation account. Now, why do people start a business? To make a profit, right? Now, at the end of the day or the year, to whom does the profit go? It goes to the owner. Now, we have different ownership structures in terms of businesses. We have instances where you have one owner who owns and controls everything. What do you call that type of entity? Yeah, a sole trader, right? So sole, S-O-L-E, meaning, what does it mean? That's one, right? So one person owns and controls the business. Now, that person could hire employees. He or she could delegate tasks to other people and basically have them working for him or her. But the business still belongs to him or her, right? Now, sometimes one person finds this all too much and they want to bring a friend on. And in that case, they might form a what? Instead of a sole trader, you now have a partnership. So where you have two or more owners, and depending on the country you go in or the legislation, the upper limit of the number of partners might be either 20 or 50 or 100, and depending on the profession as well. Like, for example, in accounting and law firms, right? I don't know that there is actually an upper limit in the number of partners, because you'll ever watch any shows like Suits or anything like that, right? And of course, Harvey want to make senior partner and have founding partner. So they have a kind of prestige in that particular position, you know? Anyhow, so when you have a partnership, even if it's just two people, right? Remember we said people start business to make a profit. Profit goes to the owner. When it's just one owner, do you think there's a big issue as to who gets the money and how much they get? No, not really, right? If you have more than one owner, now you can potentially have an issue, right? So let's say, for example, one person was doing all the work and the next person was just basically maybe like contributing capital, right? Whether it was just cash or whether it was equipment, whatever the case was, right? So in that case now, when time comes to share the profit, the guy or girl who was doing most of the work will say, well, I want to get 90%. And it was like, but here what? I put in most of the cash, I put in most of the equipment. Without that, you couldn't do anything. And it was like, well, the other person would be like, well, without me, those pieces of equipment couldn't do nothing. So what are we going to do? Which means that in order to circumvent that particular potential conflict, what you need to have in place before is a partnership agreement. You need to have this document detailing all of the different, different things that the partners need to agree on, especially who gets what in terms of money, right? Now, before we go down a whole rabbit hole with that, what we need to know in order to do the appropriation account, which is the biggest thing you have to know how to do in partnerships, right? That's how we share the profit. The appropriation account is also done after you do your income statement. So it starts with the net income, right? So if we take a look at this question here, right? We have Cassie and Casey entered into a partnership on 1 Jan 2015. Everybody has a copy, right? Okay. Right. Google Meet, I didn't send a PDF in the chat. Sorry about that. So I'll see if I can send you guys as we go along. Right. Now I have the whole PDF. I didn't arrange it properly. So that's my bad. All right. But everything is visible here. I'll still send you the PDFs I have and you can mix and match. Right. Okay. So capital invested. So Cassie invested 142,000 and Casey invested 128. And then drawings made during the year, 25,000 for Cassie and then 22,000 for Casey. The partners agreed, right? So we have some details here from, well, what supposedly is the partnership agreement, right? What we have there. Each partner should receive interest on capital of 10% per annum. So interest on capital is a compensation to a partner for investing his or her capital in the business, right? It's basically to compensate for opportunity cost, right? Anybody doing econ or POB and know the concept of opportunity cost? No? Anybody? Yeah? Correct. Right. So the opportunity cost of an item is the cost of that choice in terms of the opportunity that was sacrificed with. For example, if you want to, like you're talking about Island Crashers, right? So let's say, for example, you had a choice to put the money towards Island Crashers or a new iPhone 16 Pro Max, whatever the case was, right? But you could have one, but not both, right? So if you chose to go Island Crashers, you're foregoing the iPhone 16 Pro Max, right? 1 terabyte and protection, whatever the case is, right? So the cost of Island Crashers wasn't just the money you paid, but was the iPhone that you had to not get in order to go Island Crashers. And the reverse holds true. If you chose to get the iPhone instead, then you can't go Island Crashers, right? So the opportunity cost of something is the cost of the choice in terms of what was sacrificed other than money to get it, right? So the interest on capital is more of a compensation for the opportunity cost because partners, people have a lot of different opportunities to invest their money. So if you invest your money in the partnership, it means you can't invest it elsewhere. So the partnership has to compensate you for your lost opportunity cost, right? Or for your opportunity cost. Now, we have interest on drawings. Should be charged at 7%. So what are drawings, generally speaking? We know drawings are what? Any resource that the owner takes for his or her own personal use, right? Now, if the owner takes money out of the business, it means the business no longer has those resources to use. And it means that if an opportunity came up, like let's say, for example, to buy a piece of equipment at a discounted price and the cash wasn't there because the partner took it out, and that might be a little bit of a problem, right? It mightn't be a big problem, but it could be annoying, right? It's like, for example, let's say the same thing, tickets for Island Craft. Let's say tickets, you got some early bird. What's the price of tickets, by the way? I don't know. So let me say you had an early bird thing and you're getting it for $350, right? But you didn't have the $350 because for whatever reason, right? So that would be kind of annoying because now you had to pay $900 when the time passed, right? So again, it mightn't be a big inconvenience, but it could be annoying, right? Now, it says a KC is to receive an annual salary of $25,000. Now, a partnership salary is not an expense, right? Distributions to partners out of profits are called appropriations. They're profit shares, right? The appropriation account shows how we share the profits between or among the partners, right? In different ways. And then the last thing here is remaining profits or losses should be shared in the ratio 3-2 respectively, right? So this is where we get into the nitty-gritty, right? So this here is literally how we share what is left out of profit, right? After all expenses and appropriations have been covered. Now, the ratio is 3-2 respectively to Cassie and Casey, right? Now, what do we do when we have a ratio like that? We take the numbers and we add them together. What's 3 plus 2? 5. And then what do? We put each of those numbers over the total. So it's a 3/5 and 2/5 split. So what that means is after you pay all your expenses and you do your appropriations, Cassie gets 3/5 of whatever is left and Casey gets 2/5, right? Now, the following additional information is available. So the partnership made a net income or net profit of $55,000 during the year ended 31st December 2015. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to go walk you all through this. So you all might probably want to copy it down, right? Or you could wait on the picture that comes in the chat or get a printout if that's what the case is, right? So now there are other complications and other items that could arise in an appropriation account question. But as you know me, I don't like to start with the most complicated things first. I just start simple and build up from there, right? Now, again, we're doing revision kind of crash course style. So we don't have time just to do one thing at a time, which is my usual kind of style. We're doing everything because we did this topic in September, but of course, that's about 6 months ago. So obviously, I don't expect you to remember everything from 6 months ago, right? Now, let me just get my sheet here. Give me 1 sec. Let me just format the thing. 2. 1 will go to 40, right? Okay. Let me have, right. All right, and then, cool. Sorry. Now, this by the question we're working from is the Jan 2016 question. Jan 2016. All right. Oh, what I'll do as well is I will send it in the chart. Oh, you're all right here. Okay, so let's fling that up there. I don't know why didn't it not do that. All right, down here now. Right, what we're gonna look. Let's zoom into this. Right. Okay, cool. So this is the 2016 Jan. This is Cassie and Casey. All right, cool. So whenever you're doing an appropriation account, you have to head it up. Right now, what the paper gave you format-wise was just a bunch of lines. They didn't give it any columns because some people use 3 columns, some use 2, some use 1. So they gave you just a kind of carte blanche, so you could basically do whatever format you know how to do. All right. But even if they do give you columns, let's say they give you 3 columns and you like to use 2, then use the 2 columns. All right. Okay. Hold on. Where's the Leo? Hey, good afternoon, Talia. How are you doing? Good to have you on. Doing some partnership revision today. So we just we're talking through the first question. This is Jan 2016. I just sent a picture in the chat. Yeah, good afternoon. Good to have you on. All right. So guys, so always remember to head up. So, sorry. Cassie and Casey. Now, hold on. They asked for a profit and loss appropriation, right? So profit and loss appropriation account for the year ended 31 December 2015. Right. Shift across. Okay. All right. I'll do 3 columns for now. But 3 columns is not entirely necessary, right? You could use 2, you could use 1. So if you're a customer with something from before, by all means, please feel free to use it, right? So the first item you're going to start with is your net. Sorry, yeah. Now they call it net income, right? Which is 55,000. Net income. So you can put just net income or net income before appropriation, right? And that figure is the 55,000 at the top here. Okay. Now, the 2 items of appropriation, technically 3, are the interest on capital. One sec. The interest on capital, the salary, and then you share the profits, the remaining profits after those initial appropriations, right? But there's one item, right, that's actually right here, which is interest on drawings. Now, remember we said drawings is when the owner takes any resource, could be cash or otherwise, out of the business for his or her own personal use, right? And of course, that can have a negative impact on the business for opportunities. They can miss opportunities or just not have the resources they need to do what they need to do. So as a result, what they chose to do is to charge partners on taking the resources out. So the charge is to compensate the business for lost opportunity costs and to actually dissuade partners from taking money out of the partnership. Because what was the point of putting money in? So you could have money to buy things, buy resources, pay expenses, right? You will have money. Right? So, long story short, what I'm trying to say here is that the interest on drawings is actually added. Right, so you're going to add, the interest on drawings. Okay, so let's pull up that information. Right. Okay, so hold on. Let me just resize it a little bit. Oh, nope, sorry, 1 second. Give yourself now. I'm trying to do things. Right. Okay. So the drawings made during the year, as across here. So Cassie did 25,000, Casey did 22. And the interest rate on the drawings per annum is 7%. All right. So Cassie, so you take your 7% of 25,000 for Cassie, and for Casey, you take same 7% of 22,000 instead. Right, so that's equal to 0.07 multiplied by 25,000 equal to 0.07 multiplied by 22,000. Cool. Right, so you add up your stuff and you shift it across to the rightmost column. Right, and we add that to the 55,000. Right, okay, cool. Now we head up less appropriation. Right. Okay, so I'll pause there for a minute or so to let you guys copy your stuff down. Right. At this point, if you, of course, oh, sorry, here's Yuri. Hey, Yuri, good afternoon. Sorry, I hope I'm not be waiting long. Yeah, we revise it. We're starting to revise partnerships today. We kind of walking through the January 2016 question and the solution. Right, so all I have so far up on the screen is just where we at, right? Yeah, man, you're afternoon, yeah. So is the net income before appropriation, which the question gave us, right here, and then we starting to go through one by one as we go down the items that go in the partnership appropriation account. Hey, afternoon, Anita, how you doing? Hey, Ems, good to see you. Okay, so 1.5. All right, not bad. Right, yeah. So once again, with partnerships, right, you have more than one owner, so you have to share the profit. And the what we call the sharing of profit between the owners or between the partners, appropriations, right? So what we do is we take the profit or the net income, right? If you have interest on drawings, you add it first, and then after that, we're going to start sharing it up, right? Now, the things that the partners get, again, are the interest on capital, a salary, right? And then we subtract those things from the profit. Well, in this figure, sorry, in this case, we subtract it from this item here, right? I don't know that this item has a label, right? So I don't want to give you a name to call it. I was never given a name for it, right? Oh, here's Mandy. All right. Hey, good afternoon, Mandy. How you doing? Good to have you on. Revising partnerships today and probably next week as well. All right. So we started with the Jan 2016 question. I'm using it as an example. So it didn't miss anything new per se, right? Unless you didn't do this topic before, in which case, yeah. Yeah, no problem. No problem. It's not a problem. I know people kind of question me starting late. So I created the bad habit. So I'm not going to blame you for that. I'm sure you probably had some feedbacks on your own as well. So don't worry. Right. So this is basically how far we got. I'm going to this as an example, and you guys are going to get a few to try on your own as we go along. Right. Okay. So let's scroll down and continue the appropriation account. Right. So appropriation. So the first appropriation. Now, some people put salary first, some put interest on capital first. There's no one right way to do it. Right? The one thing that has to happen is that your share of profit must happen last. So you have to take away your interest on capital and your salary from the profit available before you share the remaining profit. Right? Now, I was taught to put interest on capital first. But again, it does not matter if you put salaries first. Right? Okay, so the interest on capital, I have it kind of boxed off here. Each partner should receive interest on capital of 10% per annum. Right? Now, the capital invested by the partners, right, yeah, is 142 and 128 respectively for Cassie and Casey, right? Right, so Cassie, so we find in 10% of 142,000, and for Casey, we find in 10% of 128,000. Right, now, right, so it's equal to 0.1 by 142 by Right, and now that you have those two figures, you add them and pull the subtotal across in the middle here. Right, the next thing is salaries. Now, if it was, so in this case, we only have one partner receiving a salary, right? Now, if it is you only have one partner receiving a salary, right, you could put it like this, right? You could put KC and you could put it right here, right? So that you could do that, right? All right on that side? Right, so if you have the situation where you have only one partner receiving a salary, you can put it like that. If, however, now I'm going to put back this particular format. I just want to show you guys what it could look like if you have multiple partners receiving salaries, right? So what you could do, you can hit up salaries, right? Cassie, KC, right? And let's say it was 25,000 each, right? And you pull that total across here. Right? So if it was you had like both partners receiving a salary, you could put it like that. Right? Now, again, since that's not the case, you could actually simplify it and just do this, right? One line. You don't have to take aside a space, right? And in that case, you could actually even pull this across here, right? And even eliminate this whole column. Right? But for now, I will leave it. Right. So now, when we have these two items, the total interest on capital and the total salaries, add them up, and you pull that across here. Right? And you're going to subtract that from the profit above here of 58. Am I blocking? No, I'm not. Okay, good. All right. And this is the profit after appropriation. All right, so I'll pause there for a minute or so if you'll to copy some stuff down. All right. And of course, if anybody has any questions about what goes where and why, or if you could put something in a different place, or if you have a different presentation, or any question at all, please feel free to ask. It's not a problem. Eh? Hello, YouTube. How you guys doing today? I'll really be checking the comments too often, but I was checking every now and then. So if I don't answer any questions, But you had gone home early on Monday, right? You had gone home early on Monday, right? All right. But you all had finished in May 2023? Okay, cool. I'm going to print out Jan today for you all to shop. Sorry? I didn't hear what you said. Yeah.
I wasn't here Monday, but I finished it
Yeah. So I'm going to print out a whole stack of Jan 2023. And whoever finished me could start that. And then my section, when you finish, will start. I think I heard of somebody beeping outside there. You all expecting food? All right, finish copying it down? Yeah? Okay. Right, now, this is where we have to apply that profit sharing ratio. That's this piece here. Remaining profits or losses should be shared in the ratio 3:2 respectively. Right. So once again, we said with Cassie and Casey, the 3:2, that's the profit and loss sharing ratio. Right? So what we do, when we have a ratio, we add the numbers together. 3 and 2 is 5. And then you put each of these numbers over that total. So it's a 3/5 to Cassie and 2/5 to Casey, right? Right. So this now is the share of remaining profit. Right. So Cassie will get 3/5 of the 6,290. And Casey will get 2/5 of the 6,290. All right. When you add these together, right? So now some people, what they do is, yeah, is once they show that this is equal to that, then they close it off there, right? So some people put a double line. I was just taught to kind of finish it up by subtracting to make sure you have nothing left, right? But again, that's just how I was taught, right? If you want to put, for example, something else you could do, you could actually put a double line here and then just pull this across, right? And show that this total here is equal to this total, right? So if you could show that, then you're perfectly fine. That's also very much acceptable, right? Right? But apart from that, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna show the whole thing. Let's zoom out a little bit so it fits comfortably on the screen. I'll send a pic in the chat. Yeah, Ariana, good afternoon. Hey, Ray. All right, so I'll give a minute or two to fill the finished copy down. All right, but I'll ask in the meantime, right? So Google Meet, right? So Aliana, Ayaz, Jordan, Mandy, Sequoia, Monteli, and Yuri. If you guys are good with that as the example, just kind of give me a quick Genie chat. If you need me to re-explain any particular aspect, that's not a problem. I'm happy to do so. Just give me an R and tell me, hey, so how you get that part? Why just go in there? Can put it somewhere else? Whatever the case is. Any question you have at all, please let me know. It's not a problem. All right. Cassie, how are you feeling with that one there? All right, Marcus, what about you? Feeling okay with it? All right. Shamo and Noah, how about you? You're okay with that? All right. Paige, you good? All right, my far side. So on the second, Kelsey, Tino, and Jaziri. You're okay with the example there? Screen? Yeah? Yeah? All right, cool. All right. Okay, just give me one sec. I'm gonna go to the next question just to put it to print. I'll go back to that one just now. Sorry, one sec, sorry. Five, six, seven, 10. Let's do 10 copies. All right, I'm gonna send this in the chat and I'm gonna go back to the solution. All right, cool. All right, sorry. All right, I'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 out of 7. Couple people online have to let me know what's going on, right? Thanks. Don't forget, so I have 2 marks tomorrow. Bar. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad to be helpful. You can also check out my whole YouTube channel, right? I have plenty of practical stuff there. I actually did up the solutions for Jan and May 2024 and Jan 2025 yesterday. Put the PDFs in a Discord server and the student PoA section. Uh-huh. Right. So the question is, does another appropriation account with titles like ordinary shares and profits? That's limited companies. Yes. Yes. So we might do that next in terms of the next topic. It wouldn't be next class because this class would be only appropriation accounts and some of the variations therein. Next class would be the current accounts. Journal entries. But that's not a good example because that's the direction on slide is not a good example. Okay. Oh, all right. Okay, folks. So, work off. Day 16. All right. So, we're putting that on. Right. So, this is, for those who are interested, this is May 2018. May 2018 is Benji and Nicka. Right. So, Benji and Nicka are in a partnership sharing profits and losses in the ratio 3-2. So, they give you the same profit and loss sharing ratio. Right. At the close of business on 31st December 2017. The following information was taken from their books of accounts, sorry. Right, so Benji and Nicka, their capital, 160 and 140,000 respectively. We're not worrying about the current accounts. We'll come back to that. If not today, we'll come back to that Monday, right? Drawings for the year ended, that is 6,040. Okay. Nicka should receive an annual salary of 5,000. So only one partner getting a salary. Interest on capital to be awarded at 10%. All right. Interest on drawings, 5%, and net income is 56,200. So basically, this is almost exactly like the previous question, but of course, different names, different figures, but you have kind of the same layout and thing to do. So it's 4:43 by my clock now. Let me say 4:44. So I'm going to give you 10 to 12 minutes. Let me say max 16. All right. So, and we can correct it as we go along if you want, right? But I'll walk around. Those online, don't forget you can send me pics in privately on WhatsApp. You know, anybody's had to see, right? If you don't want to see, right? But keep me in the loop. How you doing? Excuse me if Nyla coming today? Okay. Nyla? Okay. So, okay. Oh, all right. So, is she home? Oh. I was in home not far. You could just take a quick spin and pick up. Anyhow. Well, yeah, Tonga is another place we could go right now. All right, so you're gonna start with the 56,002. We're gonna add the interest on drawings. So the drawings figures are 6,000 for Benji, 43 for Nicka, and it's 5% each. Right, so you're finding 5% of those figures and adding that to subtotal to the 56.2, and then you're gonna appropriate. Put the math paper to print. Sorry, online people. I just want to put the math paper to print. Right. Hey, Jabari, what's going on? 137 with vibes. Right. Sorry, Jabari. This is PoA Jabari, Principles of Accounts. Technically, it is math and business combined. Yeah, if you're looking for maths papers, we're doing maths from 6:30 to 8:30 this evening. How you doing? What's the PO? That's doing piece of it. one of you having a little beep. Oh, okay. I just want to know because this is my machines now. I don't know that noise, so I just want to make sure. Okay, cool. Right, so interest is charged 5% on these drawings here. So Benji, 5% of 6,000. Five percent principal, right? Nicka, 5%. What? 300. Right. Okay, so that's how we start off. So if you, sorry, is the profit is 56.2. Sorry, my bad. Right. So we should have 56.2 plus 515 being the sum of 300 and 215, giving us 56,750. So far, so good? Yeah. All right, cool. Sorry, just give me a quick minute. Let me just put the rest of this to print again. Benji and Nicka. Oh, yeah. Okay, very much so. That's printing. Just start on the stapling. Brilliant. Cool. That could work for now. So there's a capital. So Benji was 10% of 60. Right. And Nicka was have $10 there. So that's 16,000. Sorry, 1,000 and 14,000. Salary, which is just Nicka, right? 5,000. Right, so that's what the appropriations look like. The interest on capital and the salaries. All right, and I'll give you a few minutes again to round off the share of profit. Okay, so let's correct. Let's finish this one and call it George. Go on to the next one, right? Okay, cool. So in this one, the profit and loss sharing is 3 to 2. Oh, sorry, that wasn't visible. My apologies, right? Okay, so Benji, right? So 3 plus 2 is 5, so it's a 3/5 for Benji. Come on, Philip. 3/5 of the 21,715, and Nicka was the 2/5 of the 21,715. Right. So let's get a. All right. So Google Meet, if you guys are good with the solution for Benji and Nicka, just kind of give me a quick Genie chat, please and thanks. If you have anything to, any questions, thing want to re-explain, give me an R. Okay, cool. All right, Cassie, Marcus, we okay with the solution for Benji and Nicka? All right, cool. Noah, Shamo, you okay with that one? All right, Paige, Anissa, Kelsey, Valentino, Jaziri, you okay with Benji and Nicka? Okay, cool. All right, so Yuri, Aliana, Ayaz, Mandy. Okay, cool. So that's 4 to 7 people. So let me know what's going on, please and thanks. All right, cool. Okay. We have a similar one like this to do. This is from May, June 2021. Avril and Bernice. Yeah, I did the Jan 2025 paper Monday and Tuesday. Actually, I sent the solution to the page. I'll send it in the chat if anything. Solutions to Jan 2025 now. All the exam? That was outlawed in Fatima as far as I know. To bring a whole past people, like just wholesale. That's laziness. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, I have to print it out for you guys in class, of course. Ah. Well, I mean, to be honest, most of the questions in paper ones are repeats anyway, so. Um, well, I mean, that's one way you could do it. All right, so while we waiting on the stuff to print, let's just take a brief read. Right, so we have Avril and Bernice form a partnership following return. So interest is to be charged on drawings 10% per annum. Partners are entitled to receive interest on capital 12%. Bernice is to receive a salary 78,000 per annum. Right, remaining profits and losses are to be shared in the ratio 3 to 2. Sorry. Okay. So the same ratio. Capital accounts, Avril 60, Bernice 110. Drawing 17 and 46 respectively, and net income was 152. So they want you to do the appropriation account for the year ended 31st May 2021. Nicka, how you doing? Have you on? Right. Okay, so my in-class people did printing. We all could go ahead. I think I sent a picture in the chat. Yeah. Well, All right, so I was saying about 5:05, so we're aiming for about 15 minutes. Just you can use the board, you can just look at the information there and then no, forget that. Just do the appropriation account. All right, sorry, just give me 1 second. I want to put some more papers up in there. Oh, my key. Relax. Nah, sorry about that. Let's see how you're doing. So let's see if we can do a piece of this. Just to make sure we kind of on track. This is the activity. Give yourself. Right. Okay. Cool. Right. So May 2021. Me. Benji and Nicka. This is Avril and Bernice. Bernice. Right. It was May 2021. Right. Net income for the year was 152. Right. Interest on drawings. 10% per annum on drawings is 17 and 46. Wow, okay, cool. So April, 10% of 17,000, 1,700. Bernice, 10% of 46,000, which is 4,600. Right. Okay. Right, so that's what we're looking like so far. So 152 plus the 63 being the sum of 1,700 and 4,600, giving us 158.3. Right, so that's what we're looking like so far. Right, okay, cool. So I'm going to maximize. So that was a start for those who needed to start. So let's add a little more to what we had just now. About that. Let's zoom in a little bit so we could. Right. So we have Avril. Interest on capital. %12 per annum. Capital figures are 60 and 110. Okay. Right. So 7.2 and 13.2, and then salary was only for Bernice. If you make a couple mistakes here and there, it's not a big deal, but try not
But I
to.
think to this day I don't know
Busyness. Instead of Y for
how to
busy,
spell it. I instead of
BUI, business.
Yeah.
Right. So 7,002 plus 13.2 is 24, plus the salary for Bernice of 78 gives us 984. Subtracted from 158.3 gives us 59.9. And then is to share it. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Crap. I feel I make a mistake by putting it through the printer. Anyhow, we'll do it. Ah. Have to go back to what? Oh. So what you had to see? Yeah, yeah, salaries are for sure. Okay, let's finish this off quick and go on to some, well, go on to some complications that could occur in the, what you call it, appropriation, right? So, Avril, right? So it was the same 3-2 thing, right? Yeah. So Avril gets 3/5 of 59,900, and Bernice. Right, okay. Okay. Send the picture in the chat. Google Meet, if you guys are good with the solution for this item, just kind of give me a quick G in the chat. If you need me to re-explain anything that's not a problem, just let me know. Give me a R. Out of 7. All right. Next 3, let me know. All right. In class, people, are we okay with the solution for Avril and Bernice? Yeah. All right. Cool. Okay. So we're gonna take a look at a not so straightforward question. Now, what I mean by that is that there is one little okay. So we have 2 things we could that usually kind of 2 things, boy. Yeah. We have just about 2 things that kind of complicate the appropriation account. One is partial year interest on drawings, where you have to adjust the interest on drawings with the number of months for which they have been outstanding. And 2, adjustments to the net income. Usually there's like a debenture, some kind of interesting outstanding. But one thing at a time. Okay, so the question I want to take a look at now. Right, Barney and Swipe. All right. Hold on. Let me put this up print one time. Barney and Twiper. Hold on. Can I not just? Could, but right? Okay, well, that's fine. Right, okay, and let's print it single-sided. I'll send the picture in the chat as well. I know what I want to do. Right, so what I want to do is actually I want to go in. Right. Can we possibly fit we could possibly fit a 200 here, boy. Be real tight on top there, boy. Actually, you know what? You know what we had to do? We are going to see that piece. Why not? Right. That's the picture I'm gonna send in the chat. We didn't even need the information on the top for what we're doing. All right. So let me just move this out. Long story short, with a partnership, the basic benefit is more resources, but you have to expound on that to get the full marks. Okay, folks. Right. So yeah, don't worry about the top part for now. So capital accounts, Barney and Swiper. Oh, just so you know the year, this is the 2015 May. All right. Now, the part I want to focus on is here. Sorry. Right? And specifically, you see how they have, so it says drawing. So it says Barney, 01 October 2014 to 31st March 2015. And then Reese, this is CSEC PoA. Right? Swiper, 01 Jan 2015 to 31st March 2015. Right? So we're going to talk about Swiper first. That's the easier one. Right? Now, this is for the year ended 31st March 2015, just for the sake of context, right? Come on, man, Philip, be yourself. Right. So what does this mean for our interest on drawings calculation, right? So the interest on drawings rate is down here, 10% per year. So 10%, anytime they give you a percentage, it is always understood as being for the whole year. Oh, hello, wife. How are you? Good to have you on. Sorry, I think I'm blocking some stuff down there. Okay. All right, cool. Right. Yeah, so like I was saying, once they give you a percentage, it's for the whole year. But if, like in the case here, Swiper's drawings of 12,000 were outstanding from the 1st of January 2015 to the 31st of March 2015. Is that a whole year? No. January, February, and March is how many months in total? 3 months. So you cannot charge a full year's interest on the drawings that has only been outstanding for 3 months. Now, in some cases, they just don't tell you. But anytime they give you these dates, right? Or they tell you that the drawings is outstanding for a number of months. That means they want you to adjust the interest on drawings based on the number of months for which the drawings is outstanding. Now, how do we do that? Oh, we came to check to make sure everyone don't have a wife, yes. In case we have any aunties like last time. Right, so this is May 2015. M15. 2015 May, Barney and Swiper. All right. 31st March 2014. 2015. Wow. Okay, so let's go down. Right, so the profit was how much? Right, so the net income was 82,000. I'm gonna put that in down here. Sorry, and I'm gonna zoom in here as well. Oh wow. Okay. Right, that's 82,000. I know I had locking, but I'm gonna shift like this, right? Right, now the interest on drawings. So I'm gonna do Swiper and I'll have you try Barney, right? Right, so Swiper, right, so the interest on drawings is 10%. Right, so we need 10% of, how much is Swiper's drawings, by the way? So 12,000, right? Sorry, I had it right. It's 12,000, right? 10% of 12,000, sorry, dollar sign. Right, and then we're going to multiply that by, now how many months? So again, from the start of January to the end of March. So all of January, all of February, all of March, right? Right, correct. And that's 3 months out of 12 months in a year, right? So what that's going to look like is going to look like this, right? So like 0.1, 10% by 12,000, multiply by 3 out of 12. Right. Right? As opposed to just plain old 10% of 12,000, that'll give us 1,200, right? Now for Barney, it says Barney's drawings were outstanding from the 1st of October to the 31st of March 2015. So 1st of October 2014. So all of October, all of November, all of December 2014. And then January, February, and March 2015. How many months is that? 6, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to do the same kind of calculation here for Barney. All right, so Barney, 10% of how much ever, hold on, how much is Barney's drawing? Right, Barney is 4,000, right? And then multiply by how much out of 12? 6 out of 12. All right, give me the figure, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. $240 in TRX. Look. Right, so 10% of 4,000, and then we're going to multiply that by 6 months out of 12. All right, okay. Right, so like I was saying, right, waste up to me, what vibes? Yeah, so like I was saying, this is one of the complications that could arise in appropriation accounts, right? Drawings for a partial period, right? Everything else after that is basically the same, right? You have partners getting interest on capital at rate of 5% per annum, only one partner getting a salary, and again, they like this 3-to-2 ratio, right? Now, of course, I have other questions where that is not the ratio, right? Now, so I'm gonna leave this part up. We will so let's leave some room to do the rest of the appropriation account. But what I want to do is I want to find a next question that has a similar issue with the partial year drawings, and I want to give that to you all to do one time. So let's copy down what I have here for now, and then okay, right. Oh, still taking out. Okay. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, so like I said, we go in just here, and then I want to give you our next question that has this same kind of issue where we have to calculate the drawings for piece of a year, and then after we do that, we'll finish off that question, come back finish this question, and then we call it a day. When we come back on Monday, we'll look into doing the current accounts for the partners as well. I'm going to try to see if we have enough time to do the journal entries to record the start of the partnership, right? And then we could even move on after that, right? Unless you want to try other questions. Okay, I think it's yeah. Okay, right. Oh, sorry. It's on your own file. Oh, okay, not that one either. All right, interesting. Okay, I was sure I had the next question here with that. Okay, I guess not. Maybe it was an older question I was thinking about. All right, cool. So here we go and do. Which question was that? That was Barney. Okay, cool. Well, I guess we're gonna finish Barney and Swiper. Okay, sorry. So please, yeah, so sorry. So please go ahead and finish Barney and Swiper. So we did the interest on drawings part. So now we're gonna do the appropriation. So interest on capital, salary, and then share your profit in the ratio 3:2. Yeah, sorry, I really did think I really thought I had another question without you know. Really? Yeah, we finishing this question, Cassie. I thought there was another question with a similar thing, but I couldn't find it. So I just figured let's finish this one and call it a day. Wanna come back to correct?
Chelsea, you don't find your other friends like Casey. What? Yeah. Hey, Robert, so yeah. Everything is mine. That's mine. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Right. This is PoA. Mickey is gone. All right, cool. All right, let's push that up. All right, Barney and Swiper. Okay, cool. Let's okay, so let's take this out. Barney. Okay, cool. 6,000. Right, so Barney, interest on capital, 5% per annum. 5% of 60, so 5% of 60,000. Swiper, 5% of 35,000. Right. 3,000, 1750, giving us 4750. Added to 36 is 40,750. Subtracted from that gives us 41,750. Right, and it's the same 3 to 2, right? Yeah, 3 to 2. Right, so that's 41,750. Money and Swiper. Okay, so is our appropriation account for Barney and Swiper looking like this? Google Meet, real. If you guys are good with that, just kindly give me a G in the chat, please and thank. Google Meet, you all there? Right, Jordan, Aliana, Ayaz. All right, well, that's 3 out of. Okay. All right, so folks, we're gonna put a pin in it there for today. Now, when we come back on Monday, which is the 24th, right? We are going to be continuing partnerships, but we're going to be looking at the current accounts. And again, hopefully, we'll also be looking at the journal entries to start a partnership, right? So I will endeavor to start on time. I've been doing a bit better these past couple of days, so let's hope that continues, right? And of course, if anybody has any questions and they get to ask, please feel free to let me know, right? Apart from that, have a good evening. I'll see some of you all in about half an hour for maths. Rest of you, I'll see you next week, so have a good weekend. I'll go on. Later. Bye. Bye, Google Meet. I'll go on. Yeah, I'm on show.